Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swabhadantika. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamavitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it's wonderful and auspicious that we are going to begin a new chapter today. Just before we begin, am I clearly audible? Any disturbances or anything? Because I'm not sure about the fan. It's going on a high speed.
No,
Everything's clear.
Mataji, everything is clear.
Very
Hare
clear,
Krishna.
Wonderful.
Mataji.
Wonderful. Thank you. So it's very auspicious when a new chapter begins, and we can, offer our respectful obeisances onto Bhagavatam. I'm quoting a song by Sanatan Goswami in his the poem he has written. It's called Sarva Shastravdi Piyusha. Madeka Bandhu, Mad Sangiri, Mad Guru, Mad Mahadhana, Man Nishtaraka, Mad Bhagya, Mad Ananda Namostute. Shrimad Bhagavatam, O my friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So with this wonderful prayerful mood, let us begin the new chapter. The new chapter is 100 King Prithu's 100 horse sacrifices. Now in the last chapter, we saw that Devi was when she was not giving enough food grains and enough minerals, materials and all. Prithu Maharaj was very angry, and she still was reluctant and said that, oh, it's the non-devotees and they are misusing my resources. And Prithu Maharaj was still angry. Finally, he just, she gave some solutions and Prithu Maharaj was pacified. And with that, what happened is Prithu Maharaj, being like a father to his citizens, he provided all the food stuff, he provided employment, and towns and villages were planned for people to live in. That's where we ended in the last session, like last shloka. So today, it is about 100 horse sacrifices of Prithu Maharaj. It's a very, very important chapter. There are amazing, amazing learnings in this chapter. So in summary, what is happening in this chapter is Prithu Maharaj wishes to perform Ashwamedh Yagya. So what is Ashwamedh Yagya? So it is a special kind of sacrifice or yajna, as we all know from Indian background, we all know what a yajna is. So in this yajna, what is done is the priest, they choose a special kind of horse and they perform some rituals. And once the horse is chosen, it's set to wander free in all tracts of land. And there is a army that goes with it. And if anybody catches the horse or challenges the horse, then it is seen as challenge to the kingdom, the king who is performing Ashwamedh Yajna. And then they fight and prove their supremacy over the other people. And if nobody challenges, then it's accepted as, oh, this king is well worthy to become a Chakravarti or the ruler of the whole earth. And that's why they perform Ashwamedh Yajna, not just as a symbol to show that they are strong, they are powerful, but it is for the prosperity, it is for the spiritual advancement of the subjects that this sacrifice is performed. And this we have seen examples in the past also. Lord Ramchandra performed this sacrifice. And then there was incident between Love Kush and Ramchandra. We all know that history. Maharaj Yudhishthir also performed this sacrifice. And we can see that none of them were showing their power, but it was for the prosperity and well-being of the subjects. It was for the advancement of spiritual advancement of the subjects. So this was the reason why King Prithu Maharaj, he was performing this particular sacrifice. And what happened was he was about to finish 100 horse sacrifices. And when he was performing the 99th one, and about to finish the 100th, Lord Indra constantly created so many obstacles. Obstacles which are, uh, you know, we can't think such exalted personality as Indra doing that. And the interesting stuff in this chapter is how the fake sannyasis came into being. We're going to learn in this chapter also. Not revealing all the secrets, but basically in this chapter, we are going to learn what not to do from actions of King Indra and what to do, from the actions of Prithu Maharaj. That how pride and envy degrades one's consciousness, and how forgiveness and being submissive to authorities can elevate our consciousness, right? So this is just a brief overview and summary of this chapter. Let's begin. Verse 1. Can somebody please read?
Hare Krishna, Vasudha Mataji, you read the shloka, and Anusuya Mataji, the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Maitreya uvacha athati satarajato hayameda satena saha brahmavarte manokshetre yatra prachi saraswati. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued. My dear Vidura, King Prithu initiated the performance of 100 horse sacrifices at the spot where the river Saraswati flows towards the east. This piece of land is known as Brahma Varta and it was controlled by Swayambhuva Manu. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Pretty straightforward. King Prithu Maharaj is initiating performance of sacrifice at a particular spot. Let's go to second verse. This is where all the juices are going to come out in this verse.
Hare Krishna, Barnani Mataji, you read the shloka, and Shobha Mataji, the translation. Mataji, you want us to read the purport?
No, Mataji, we'll come with purport. I have few points which.
Okay, thanks.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Tat avipretya bhagavan karmati sayamatmanah Satakraturna mamarse prithu yagna mahotsavam. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji. Dhanvat.
Hare Krishna, Dandapana Mataji's and Prabhuji's synonymous translation purport by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the most powerful Indra, the king of heaven, saw this, he considered the fact that Krishna, King Prithu, was going to exceed him in fruitive activities. Thus, Indra could not tolerate the great sacrificial ceremonies performed by King Prithu. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Sorry.
Now, what is happening here? That King Indra, the title given to him is Shatakritu, which means somebody who has already performed 100 horse sacrifices. Now, it's not an easy thing, this horse sacrifice. Prabhupada says in one of his lectures that the last horse sacrifice that was performed was by King of Jaipur in 1700 something. After that, this sacrifice has been stopped. So this is not an easy sacrifice to perform. It requires a lot of well-qualified brahmanas. It requires a lot of wealth. It requires so much which generally a simple small ruler kingdom cannot do. And here, Indra, he was the only one so far who had performed these sacrifice with the big title, Shatakritu, right? And now Prithu Maharaj was about to perform the same thing. Indra was very well aware that Prithu Maharaj is surely capable of doing this. And that is why he became envious. He became envious. He became uncomfortable when his record was about to be broken. And Indra, he has great material position, but he is also insecure about his position. When it comes to somebody taking Indra's position, King Indra can sometimes behave in a ways we can hardly even imagine. We have seen in the case of
Hare
Vishwa.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, so sorry to interrupt you,
No
Mataji.
problem.
Mataji, is there any possibility you could increase your volume at your side,
Volume,
Mataji?
Mataji.
Is this better?
No, Mataji, it's the same. I mean, a little bit.
Okay, let me try one thing. How about this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Better,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah, this is
Mataji. It's
better.
clear only, Mataji.
No, it's better now, Mataji. For others
Yeah,
also, yes.
that's what I
Yeah, this is
suspected.
better.
That's what
Yeah.
I suspected. The fan might be blocking my noise. That's why I began with,
yes,
I reduced the fan now. All good, not to worry.
Thank you, Mataji.
All good, all good. All right. So now we were discussing about Indra's jealousy, that how he was so envious. And in history, we have seen him become envious many times. For Vishwamitra, when he was performing great austerity and tapasya, he sent Urvashi, he sent Rambha. And we have also seen Indra get envious with Krishna. We have seen the Govardhan Leela. We have seen again when there was this Parijat flower incident with Satyabhama. Again, he was envious. So day and again, we have seen a lot of examples of envy of King Indra. So what is this envy actually? Let's understand this envy. Here I like to quote another point. Like I already said in the beginning, we should never think of Indra as somebody lowly, a low person, or we should not think of, oh, I'm better than Indra. We always have to think of what we can learn from this. What is in it for me? How I should not become like that, right? And that is why this verse that I quoted in the beginning, I find it very amazing. See, it says Shrimad Bhagavatam as my teacher, right? It's my great wealth, my deliverer, my good fortune, right? So this is how we should take these verses of Shrimad Bhagavatam and these characters or these personalities or the devotees in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Not that, how can this happen to Indra? He is so exalted. The point that we should be thinking is, if this can happen to Indra, what is my position? He is still on the Kam of Sakam Bhakta, where he still has a lot of access to good fortune, piety, and so many things. What is our Kali Yugites living in this fallen day and age? What is our hope? So this is how we should think, that if he can fall to the envy, trap of envy, it can happen to me as well. So taking this into consideration, let us understand what envy is. Coming to the basics, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verse number 21. There are 3 gates leading to hell: lust, anger, and greed. There is envy also somewhere. Sorry, this is not the verse I wanted to quote. I wanted to quote this one, sorry, 16.1. Krishna says in 16.1 about the few qualities which are divine in nature. So that is freedom from envy, right? One of the qualities, there is a big list given: fearlessness, purification of one's existence, and then there is freedom from envy. Also, we see in 9th chapter, very first verse, Krishna says Anasuyave to Arjuna, that he is revealing this confidential knowledge because Arjuna is Anasuyave, not envious. So this envy is something that actually takes us away from Krishna. And this envy, if we have to give a short definition, envy is actually inability to tolerate another's success. Now, it can be material success. It can also be spiritual success, right? Because ultimately, we are all sadhakas and on a path where it can still happen in spiritual life. So when we are not able to tolerate another's success, or we feel out of pride that I deserve better than this person, that is pride. And when one is proud, when one is envious, it leads to pain. Pain that I don't have this, right? Fear that, this will be taken away from me. We can see that in case of King Indra. He was fearful that his title of Shatakritu will be taken. Then it causes bewilderment of intelligence, right? Which we will see in Indra's case, that he actually was disguising as a sadhu to get this, to stop the sacrifice, right? And then there is escalation of bad qualities and reduction of purity, because you're constantly focused on what you are lacking, what you don't have, what you deserve, that you constantly start criticizing someone, right? And when you criticize someone, you commit offenses and your purity slowly releases. So this is what was happening in the case of Indra, right? Indra was too attached to his position, privileges, and consciously or unconsciously, when this happens, like if this happens to us, we become victims of our own insecurities. All the time thinking and meditating, that my position will be taken away. Somebody will take this, somebody will take away from this. We can see that happening in today's world. All the rich people, they are sweating, like, for just few dollars, like, millions and billions, whatever, right? They're rich, but they just sweat over that. And they're constantly insecure. I have this title, I have this position, right? I want to maintain it. And then envy fuels them to be more and more. But let's see the other possibility. Let's say somebody who is not attached, right? Who is not attached to the position, but doing it just as responsibility, right? Just as a duty. So what happens? We have seen the examples of great kings who are Raj Rishis. Some examples we have is Prithu Maharaj himself. And then we have example of Parikshit Maharaj, then Yudhishthir Maharaj. So many examples we have seen. in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Bharat Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj, Uttanpad, Priyavrat Maharaj. So all these people, they were not attached to their position. They were not attached to their post and mind it. They were not just simple people. They were the king of the whole universe, the king of the whole planet. Some of them king of the universe, some of them king of the whole planet, right? So they were not attached to their post. They were not attached to their position. So when the right time came, when they found a worthy successor, they were happily ready to give it up. And then they went to forest and continued performance of their devotional service. So they were not, they were just waiting that when a worthy successor comes, they'll give, and then they can continue with their devotional service. So this is what is a quality. This is what we have to learn from this. This is the quality of a good leader. A good leader does not remain too insecure or too attached to their post, to their position. Rather, successful leader is one who creates many leaders. But Indra was so insecure, always threatened when someone bright and is coming up and he thinks, oh, they will replace me. We saw this again in the case of when there was this case of Bali Maharaj, right? We have seen that Indra's post was taken and constantly fighting. All this was going on, all with this just because of the post. But a true Vaishnava is not somebody who would like to outsmart, supersede, or suppress, or defeat another Vaishnava. And Prithu Maharaj is doing this sacrifice for the pleasure of Supreme Personality of Godhead, for the prosperity of his citizen. For him, he's not even thinking of Indra. He's not even thinking about Indra, his post. Oh, I'm going to shake him. I want to be better than him. He's Shatakritu. Let me become 101 Kritu, like that. He's not even thinking like that. So this is what envy does. With envy, the envious person is one who is constantly eaten from inside. It's his own thought process, his own crooked mentality that is creating all this trouble, that is creating all these insecurities for him. So Prithu Maharaj, on the other hand, he was just thinking how to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let's not learn from this example and not become envious. So in the purport, we can read. Mataji, can you please share the purport? And while Mataji is sharing the purport, is the sound clear now? Is sound better now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Mataji.
Wonderful. So now we discussed about how King Indra was envious. And now Prabhupada, as brilliant he is, he's giving us solution how to become free from envy. The word Matsara means envious. But then there is another word, Nirmatsaranam, right? Where have we heard this verse? We have heard this verse in the first chapter, second.
shloka.
Yes,
Nirmatsaranam.
Nirmatsaranam. Very good. That's true. So basically, it is said Shrimad Bhagavatam is for non-envious people, right? So then what does that mean? Oh, I am envious, some capacity or the other. So should I just stop reading Shrimad Bhagavatam? Should I just close Bhagavatam? Oh, stop, quit, exit. I'm envious. That's just not, this is not for me. I'm still so contaminated. I'm still so polluted that I can't take Bhagavatam. Actually, it is said that, when you are in forest, suppose, let's say you are doing Govardhan Parikrama, some devotees, they do barefoot parikramas, right? So you are you are doing Govardhan Parikrama and suddenly a thorn gets you, right? How do you remove a thorn? You won't have your tweezers or plucker or anything there, right? You are there. It's just a place. What do? You take another thorn, and then with help of that thorn, you take out this thorn, isn't it? Similarly, to become free of envy, we should not just stop at thinking I'm envious. We read Bhagavatam, become free from envy, right? There is this verse, very famous verse in Shrimad Bhagavatam. We all know this, 1.2.18. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. What does the translation say? By regular attendance in classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering service to pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Right? So just because we have some bad qualities, we should not think about, okay, let's not read Bhagavatam. Actually, the way to get rid of envy is reading Bhagavatam. That is how all the anarthas in the heart are going to be purified. So let's learn from this example of Indra not to become envious. Even if we have envy, let us recognize it, because envy is something very subtle, right? We have anger, we have greed, we have lust, illusion, right? Out of all these things, there are few which are very subtle. Envy is one of them. Envy is so subtle, it's usually hard to recognize. Anger, we realize, okay, I got angry. Illusion, sometimes we see, oh, when mistakes happens, we say, oh, I was illusion, right? Greed, we can realize that also, that I want this much prasadam, but I'm going with this big plate, right? So we can realize we are greedy. But envy is one thing that is so subtle. And usually, by the time, envy and lust both actually, by the time you realize you have been envious, you have become lusty, it's usually too late. So let us realize, start reflecting and contemplating and meditating that what our envious activities are and how to get rid of this envy, so that it doesn't become big problem that's so difficult that we can hardly find a solution to it. Prabhupada ends this purport brilliantly, saying that non-envious mentality is found in Vaikuntha. And even demigods posted in this material world are not exempt from envy. So if we want to go to spiritual world, we want to go to a place which is free of envy, then we have to definitely get rid of envy. Vaikuntha, Krishna Loka, there is no envy, there is all love. Here we may find, like that, we're pushing, oh, Guru Dev is coming, push, 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 let me just go and become front face and serve him. But in spiritual world, it's opposite. Radharani, she presents Krishna, oh, this devotee is better than me, accept service of this devotee. That is Radharani's move. All the gopis, they are enthusiastic. Oh, you have done something nice for Krishna? Here, go forward, give it to Krishna. So that is the mentality of liberated souls. It's the mentality of people who are true, genuine, pure spiritual devotees, that they want people under them also to serve their guru or Vaishnavas. They teach them, they train them. And if they become better than them, they're not envious. They feel, wow, this is good. This devotee is doing better than. So let's go to the third verse now.
Hare Krishna, Shobha Mataji, you read the shloka and Krishnamurti Prabhu the translation. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम यज्ञपति साक्षात् भगवान हरिर ईश्वर अन्वया भूयता सर्वात्मा सर्वलोक गुरु प्रभु थैंक यू माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, he is present in everyone's heart as a super soul. And he is the proprietor of all planets and the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. He was personally present at the sacrifices made by King Prithu. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
So we know here that Bhagavad Gita, again, see, we're going so much back to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Bhuktaram Yagyatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So the Lord Krishna, he's the one, the sacrifices, any sacrifice are meant to please him. And here also we can see that Lord Vishnu was personally present. We'll see as we read that Lord Vishnu also comes to bless Prithu Maharaj personally also. And even if he doesn't come personally, all the sacrifices are meant for pleasure of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu is sometimes called as Yagya, and the way to please him is also through Yagya. Right? You have seen this here again in Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, verse 9. Around there, we have seen that Krishna says that, men came and we perform yajna, and that is how you please them, right? So that is also seen by us in third chapter of Bhagavad. Now, there are few interesting things mentioned in this purport. That Sakshat is significant, like we see here. Now, Prithu Maharaj was Shaktyavesh Avatar. There are three points to be precise, 4 points in this purport which Prabhupada makes. He talks about Prithu Maharaj being Shaktyavesh Avatar. Then he talks about Lord as Hari, as the one who takes all the miseries. And then he talks of Lord dwelling as Sarvatma or Super Soul in everyone's heart. Let's take one by one all these things. So we all know, just a quick revision, there are 6 types of avatars. We know about Purusha avatars, right? Vishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. There are 3 Purusha avatars. Leela avatar, we know a lot. Lord Ramchandra, Krishna, Balram. There are so many. The ones who perform Leela or Leela avatars, right? Then we have Guna avatars. 3 Guna avatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. They are Guna avatars. Guna is mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. And they are not representatives, they are the ones who control those 3 modes. And that is why they are Guna avatars. And there are Yuga avatars, the ones who are coming specific in that particular age. We have example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Yuga avatar for this particular Kali Yuga. Then there are Manvantara avatars, right? We know that in Brahma's one day, there are 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycles, right? 1,000 times into 4, right? 4 Chatur. And it is divided into period, like, there are manus. So these manus, there are 14, divided into 14 periods. And that 14 periods are called manvantaras. And they are ruled by Manu, right? So in this particular manvantara, there are sometimes they are, the avatar comes. So they are called as manvantar avatars. So then that one that comes to mind is Ajita, the one who came when there was Samudra Manthan going on. Then there is Yagna. Then there is Rishabdev. Then there are so many Manvantara avatars like that, right? Dharma is there, Sudharma, Yogeshwara, there is big list. And then the last one is Shaktavesh avatar. So what is Shaktavesh avatars? This is what Prabhupada is explaining here. That Shaktavesh avatars, they are incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but they are actually empowered. They are ordinary jivas, but they are empowered by Lord Vishnu to become an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, right? So Jiva, we all know difference between Jiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva, right? Jiva Tattva is part and parcel of the Lord, and Vishnu Tattva, Supreme Personality of Godhead and his portions and plenary portions. All these avatars, Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar, all these are called Vishnu Tattvas, right? But when a specific part and parcel of the Lord is specially empowered by Vishnu Tattva, they become Shaktavesha. So Prithu Maharaj is one of them. He is actually an empowered Jiva Tattva who has now become Vishnu Tattva. And how is this possible? For the Lord, everything is possible. He is Ishvara. He is controller, right? So this is what a Shaktavesha avatar is. And Prithu Maharaj belongs to that special category. We have one more example of that Shaktavesha avatar. Anybody?
Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Yes. Prabhupada is also the Shaktavesha avatar. Specially empowered because so far nobody has done what he has done. And we don't know in future who could do something like it. Prabhupada, the one and only founder Acharya for International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Just imagine, age of 69, 40 rupees is going to a place, right? That if you want to really understand the mood of Prabhupada, there is this one poem written by Prabhupada called Markine Bhagavatam. Very special, very special. He just was on Boston Pier, just had touch base, literally touched the American soil, and he was seeing all these big buildings, and he was just reflecting on the mission he has been given and what he is about to do, what is about to come. But at the same time, he is so humble that he's putting himself as a puppet in the hands and make me dance, make me dance. That's one of the translations. Nachao, nachao. There's it specifically written. Very deep, insightful prayer. I highly recommend that, just at least read to know the mood, to know what was going in Prabhupada's head and heart when he reached the soil of America. But that complete dependence on the mercy of Krishna, complete faith in order of Guru, and that is why we are all connected here. Me being in Australia, you all being in Bangalore, what was our connection? We probably would have not even known each other, right? But it's by the mercy of Prabhupada. He created this house so big, so universal, that the whole world can live in, right? That is why he is also one of the Shakti. So the next point here in this purport is described about how Lord is Hari Ishwar. Hari means somebody who can take away all the miserable conditions. Hari means somebody who can take away all the miserable conditions. That verse, Brahmand Brahmit Kono Bhagyavanji. That I always keep forgetting this one. Anyways, in this whole cycle, this suffering, enjoyment, birth, death, that cycle, vicious cycle is constantly going on. You're suffering goes away, you think you are happy, the cycle is going on and on. And at one point of time, one comes with a little intelligence and a lot of frustration. Mind you, little intelligence and a lot of frustration. One comes to a point like, enough. Why am I suffering so much? What is the way out? Sometimes those automatic doors, they have that button, exit button, you press and you can walk out of the door. When one is desiring that exit and one becomes intelligent to inquire, that's when that door opens from there for them. Because the Lord is constantly waiting for us. He's created us for the sole purpose of being with him, for the purpose of giving enjoyment to him, right? He constantly wants us to be with him. But because of envy, right? Starting again on the same point. Because of envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we said, why only Krishna should enjoy? I should also be the source of enjoyment. So what Krishna said? Okay, in this spiritual world, Krishna, I am the only one. I am the center. I'm the one who gets enjoyed or who is enjoyer here. But if you want to enjoy, you want to become the center, all right, there's this place called material world. You go, you have a house, you feel this is my kingdom. You have a wife, you feel, yes, my wife, my children, all these are my subjects. And then you have this place where you call lord it over, become the boss. That's what you can do. You can't become Krishna here, sorry. And it's because of that envy that we came in this material world. But the moment we become intelligent and we realize, enough, this is not my place, and I want that exit button, Lord is there and he'll take away all miseries. He'll open all our roads. Here it is said he is Ishvara also. So he says, abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions, do not fear. How much hope this gives to us. That yes, there is a way out. There's no need to madly continue suffering like I am. There's no need to remain envious And this envy of Krishna is then reflected on our envy in other people. The envy does not even spare our own family members. We may call them my sister, my brother, but sometimes we are envious of even our own people, right? So that envy does not even spare them. And then there is another mercy that Lord gives. Here it is said in this verse as Sarvatma, which means he is present in the heart as Paramatma and accompanying us, witnessing all our activities, all our actions, all our what do you call, like all our uh, bad karma, good karma, all our everything he's witnessing, life after life, right? So many species, the constant friend, the constant companion as Paramatma, the super soul or Paramatma, he's seated in the heart, constantly accompanying us. Bhagavad Gita, it is said, it's like a tree, and on the tree there are two birds sitting. One bird is eating a fruit, which means the soul is constantly enjoying the fruits of his activities. And then there is another bird that is witnessing, just seeing, oh, you're enjoying, oh, you're suffering. But that bird is waiting. When will this one look at me? And the moment we become intelligent and we look at the Lord, immediately Krishna is ready. What does he say? Bhagavad Gita, here also Prabhupada also says, Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, there are two verses. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupyanti. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. And in the next verse, what does he say? To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So the Lord is there. He's constantly wanting us to, he's not a dictator like a Hitler, or he's a bad person per se, or he's somebody who wants us to rot in hell. The Lord never said, okay, you don't want to be in spiritual world, go to hell. He never said that. He said, okay, you want to try out the material world, you are envious. The first post is Lord Brahma. If you are intelligent enough, you realize, you go back to home, back to Goddess, from being Brahma, right back. But if you still not that convinced, so and so, then again another body. From there, Indra Gopa. Indra Gopa is actually a worm. This body, that body, this body, that body. Until you finally come to your senses and say, yes, no more. Please, I want to exit. And then Krishna, from within, he gives inspiration. From without, he is Guru, is the external representative. And with the guidance of Guru and Krishna within, we can surely come out of this material world, give up, end all this business of birth, death, old age, disease. No more envy, no more all these bad qualities, no more roads to hell. Just pure eternity, blissful knowledge. So, any questions, any comments, please?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, in real life, we don't realize that we are envy. How do we know? Because if I have to reflect, I mean, I feel I'm not, but I'm sure we are so fallen that we're not even able to realize it. So how does one realize that one is envy?
I practice. Now that you have heard today, now that you have known that, okay, the first step is acknowledging I have envy, which you are already doing it. But then now introspect, find out your activities. Oh, I'm scrolling through Facebook and my friend, she's going on holiday. I wish I can also. That is also one form of envy, right? That small things, introspect all your actions. Oh, this devotee distributed better books than me. Oh, that is again envy. So small things like that, just realize and reflect. Always a Muni is already, it's said in the scriptures that Muni is already some introspecting, always introspecting. Every action, every word, what did I do, what did I say? That is the first step, introspection. knowing what you are doing. And that's why it is said in Bhagavad Gita also that, you are more, you are always thinking of your actions. You are more, uh, uh, in this chapter, 6th chapter, it is said that, go to isolation, but it does not mean go to actually live in forest. It means be with your own, like, in your own space, and think about your actions. Today, how much time I spent with Krishna. Today, how much I spent doing Maya, or whatever. Just that introspection slowly helps us. Plus, sometimes we may not even know we are envious, but constantly reading and hearing Shrimad Bhagavatam, that is another way, that is another solution. That sometimes sometimes we find it, yes, I'm envious, let me act on it. But sometimes some envies, they just go away because you're hearing and practicing what is said in Shrimad Bhagavatam. So both ways it will work. Bhagavatam is something that sometimes people don't even realize that, oh, this is the change in me. Then people come and tell you, like, oh, this has happened. There is one devotee, very nice devotee. Initially, when they began Krishna consciousness, that devotee was smoking. And he had tried everything to quit smoking. He had tried hypnotherapy, he had tried nicotine patches, so much. You name it, they have done it. Everything available, every possible treatment, because they were living in Australia. They had tried everything possible in Western world. Also, they had tried everything, but couldn't give up smoking. And then they started coming to Bhakti Vriksha, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavatam. And suddenly, one fine day, the wife goes and tells husband, do you realize you have stopped smoking for at least a month now? Person is shocked. He's like, oh my God, I did not even realize. They put so much conscious effort, money in all this treatment and all. That did not work. But this, reading Bhagavatam, gone. Finish. So like this, even sometimes the medicine will work. This Bhagavatam is like a medicine. We know, we don't know, it will act. Some instances, we may be put in spotlight and we may realize, yes, I have become envious. It is special mercy of Krishna, so that we realize that, yes, this is something I should not do. But some things will just go away by only reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam regularly with full faith, full sincerity, and practicing what is said in Bhagavatam. Make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Suma Mataji, you have a
Hare
question?
Krishna. Yes,
Sumangala Mataji. Yeah, Mataji
yes,
asked.
Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Mataji, I just have a question, Mataji. Does Brahma also get liberated from his post, Mataji, always?
Not
Or
always.
should he, okay, should he be born as a human being and in the earthly planet and then only? Is it
So,
like that, Mataji?
So it is said in scriptures with Brahma, Lord Brahma, what happens is there are some Brahmas who are non-devotees, and there are some Brahmas who are devotees, right? Basically, that being Lord Brahma is a post. So Prabhupada says that when we fall down, the very first post we get is Lord Brahma. Now, if some Brahma, being a devotee, he realizes, oh, this is too much, material world is a happening place, and they can go back to home, back to Godhead, performing devotional service. Because in Brahma Loka, there is a lot of facility, less distraction, and so much more advancement that there is a possibility. But there are some, like us, because we were also Brahma once upon a time, who didn't realize that, okay, let us just end this, no more. And then we said, okay, let us try something else. So we have tried so many things, and here we are. But by the good mercy, by the good fortune and mercy of Guru Sadhu Shastra, we are trying now to come out. Make sense?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Mataji,
Yes.
Brahma also works in the mode of passion, no, Mataji?
Yes, he works in the
Always.
mode of passion. Yes.
And he has so much of knowledge about the Supreme Lord and his position.
Yes.
Why is he not able to? I mean, is it the free will, Mataji? Why
There is
sometimes
free will. There is free will. There are desires. There are sometimes desire. Oh, I tried being Brahma. It's not working. Maybe there is some enjoyment enjoyment in, let's say, being Indra. Oh, I did not like being Indra. Let me just become something else like that, you know. So
Okay.
their desires also, sometimes that desire also keeps us trapped here.
Hare Krishna. And also one more doubt, Mataji. Like
Sure.
Naraprayeshu Abhadreshu with regard to that shloka.
Hmm.
Like we should hear Bhagavatam only in the association of devotees, or self-reading will also help us to get rid of all the anarthas, Mataji, envy, all that.
Self-reading is also needed. It will also help, but at some point of time, we also have to hear from those who are realized. Self-reading, sometimes we may start interpreting things. Sometimes we may make our own conclusions. Sometimes we may understand little differently. So self-reading will help, but it should be mixed with hearing from realized devotees. Then its impact will become more powerful.
Hare Krishna. Both should go simultaneously.
Both should go
Self-reading
simultaneously.
also.
Self-reading is
Thank
also
you.
needed.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Help.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Shilpa Mataji.
Shobha Mataji, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, please ask. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Like you said that envy is so subtle that we cannot even realize it. So hearing today's lecture, I got to realize, Mataji, just wanted to confirm, like if I'm thinking about a particular devotee, that the devotee is doing the service very nicely, but I could have also helped and done this because I am also good at this particular service, but the devotee is not ready to share the service with me. So I think that if I may not commit a Vaishnava Apradha about thinking about the devotee much, so I am, keeping a distance, as we are told that you can keep at a distance, so you don't commit
Yes.
a Vaishnava Apradha. So Mataji, is this again then I'm falling in the envy, or and then how to like rectify myself?
So let me understand your question clearly. There is one particular devotee, example, they are doing book distribution. They are distributing 10 books, but you feel you can team up with them, and instead of 10, you together, you can go 100 books. But that devotee does not want to share the service with you. So your question you are asking is, are you envious of them? Is this the question? Have I understood correctly?
Yeah, Mataji. And then for further, if I feel that I'll have all wrong feelings for the devotee, so I am keeping the devotee at a distance, that okay, I'll meet you, then I'll say Hare Krishna, and I'll give a smile and move on. I'll not
Sure.
get into long talks with the particular devotee. So is
Sure.
this again envy, and how to rectify this?
So it is not envy when you think that both of you together can do a service which is like better. When you together, you can distribute 100 books, it's not envy. But when you think, oh, he's distributing 10 books and I can do 100 by myself, that is envy. And let's say the devotee does not want to share the service with you, then in that case, you are trying to keep distance, that is also not envy. Because instead of, like friction that creates sparks, sparks,
Yeah.
rather than that, it's better to be respectful, say Hare Krishna and keep moving on. It's better to do that. It's not envy. It is
Oh,
actually you are trying to prevent bigger problems and bigger apradhas by doing that. You're trying to be respectful here. So envy basically is when somebody is doing service nicely, they're getting a lot of glorification, and you feel, what's the big deal? I could have also done it, or I could have done better. What's the big deal? That is basically envy. But when you think together, both of us can do something better, then you are not envious. You are thinking more in terms of how to get a service done in a better way, right? So that is not envy. And we cannot comment on what the other devotee is thinking. We cannot say, oh, probably they are envious. That is not our part. That is between them, Krishna, their heart. Let's not comment on them. Why they don't want to do service with you? Let's not think about it. Because sometimes then we go on that path also. Oh, probably they are envious. I'm not envious, but probably they are envious. That is why they don't want me to do service with them. So let's stop there also. Let's not think that way also. Okay, they don't want to do service. There must be some reason. That's fine. Let's just chant Hare Krishna, be respectful and move on. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mataji, because I was quite worried the same thing is going on. So I was very worried, like if I'm falling into envy, maybe in some other case I may be falling in, but at least not here. Thank you so
Yeah.
much,
No,
Mataji.
all good, Mataji. But see, the first step is always introspection, which you are doing. And when you are always thinking like this, you will not commit offense. Simple example. You're driving in traffic. You know that, oh, some car can come from here, some child can walk in, some scooter can come in. You're very cautious, right? You're constantly thinking, oh, this can happen, this can happen. You drive very safely. But the moment you feel, I'm good at it, I can manage, I've driven on this road like 100 times, now I'm good at it, you're sure to commit a mistake. The example I'm linking is when we are constantly thinking, I'm not being envious, I'm being respectful, I'm not being, someone who's offending. That is very good. That fear of not committing offense will always protect us from committing offense and not becoming casual. So this is good attitude. This is all right. But at the same time, we should not always fear also. We should do things out of love and freely also should perform some services.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
No
Krishna.
problem. Hare Krishna. There are 5 chat messages that we read.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
What
Krishna,
you just
Mataji.
spoke now, with regard to that, may I ask one question, Mataji?
Sure.
Mataji, when the devotees sometimes are very close, and after some, I mean, uh, the next step, like taking diksha, after taking diksha, when we start to avoid some devotees, like not it is that on the basis of any other problems, like if we offend, so it will be guru will be suffering. So in order to say save guru, so if we think like that, will it be, I mean, they won't be able to understand us, Mataji.
Yeah.
So because they will be very true also, true to their feelings also, but however, when we talk, it will somehow reach, I mean, become prajalp or something, some other talks will come. So better to avoid that. If we keep a distance, will it be an aparadha also, because they are not able to understand us? So will it be aparadha, Mataji?
First time, when it happens, first few times, you can try telling them that, see, this is something we don't want to do. This will not help us in our Krishna consciousness, right? Sometimes it so happens that when we begin Krishna consciousness, we are a group of devotees, and sometimes initially, this is just an example, not saying this is happening to you, just a very mundane example. But then, oh, you were going on picnic and you were eating, let's say in an XYZ restaurant, just, oh, they are serving no onion, no garlic, let's just go and eat there. But now you have taken initiation, now you have realized that, I should be eating only Krishna Prasad, grains by non-devotees, I should not accept. You're thinking that. You told them once, hey, let's not just, we'll make something from home and let's take it to the picnic rather than eating outside. But they are adamant on eating outside. And you're trying to avoid that. Then it's not an offense, it's not envy or anything. You tried once, they want to do it, you let them do it. You can't go and teach them, hey, you're committing offense to your guru and this will not help you in your spiritual life. Because when it comes from equals, they usually don't accept. Sometimes they may also think, bahut bada devotee ho gaya hai, now they are not doing this, not doing that. But sometimes it happens. You are thinking from a deeper perspective. You don't want to be offensive. You don't want to give karma to your guru. You're trying to do your best. But sometimes others don't understand. In that case, try first to explain. If they are willing to hear, if they are open, very good. Not, then you cannot, you don't need to associate with them.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can
Hare
I
Krishna.
ask?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Mataji, when we say, not we, many people say Aham Brahmasmi.
Yeah.
So, because in our lifetimes, is that the reason that because, kabhi na kabhi we were also at that post? Is that the reason that came?
Actually, Aham Brahmasmi means, it basically means I am spirit soul. And let me
Yeah.
now, yes. But I'm not aware if that means I am Lord Brahma or I was once Lord Brahma. Because Brahma has got a lot of meaning. Brahma, one is Lord Brahma. It also means sometimes Brahma Jyoti. Brahma also means Jiva. In 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is also Brahma is also said as a Jiva, right?
Yes.
So Brahma means a lot of things. We have to
Okay.
put it in the right context. But Aham Brahmasmi basically means I am a spirit soul. Basically, that's what it means. Let me now start inquiring about who actually I am. I'm a spirit soul, and let me start inquiring about that.
Yeah, Mataji, even I actually read that. I just wanted to clarify this point since it was raised. That is it just because this post or we were there sometime or we will be there or we may not be there, but yes, it is there. So I thought I should clarify this.
That
Thank you
is
so much.
different. Yeah, that is different. Aham Brahmasmi is basically meaning I'm spirit soul. Let me inquire about the Supreme. And Viva Brahma, that is not the same.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji.
No problem.
Done.
Done.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, there are no more questions.
No more questions. Then we can end here. Granth-raj Shrimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada Bhakta Vrind ki jai.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo Anantati Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai Shri
Granth-raj
Prabhupada
Bhagavatam ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Thank you,
Wonderful class
Mataji.
as always.
All
Hare
glories
Krishna.
to
Lot of clarity,
Thank
Mataji.
you, Shri Mataji.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Danvat
Krishna,
Pranam.
Danvat
Mataji, can I end the class?
Sure, Mataji.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Mataji.
to all
Dandavat Pranam.
devotees.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.